Okay, welcome to this truly spooky edition of A Day with Zenler. So this is session 1, and this is going to be terrifyingly good. So there's going to be lots of puns going on here, right, in this episode. It is Halloween, so this is a very special edition here going on for you today. It's the spooky edition, right? And we've got a bumper packed lineup of stuff that's going on today. We're going to kick this off straight away with memberships. So I saw a post going in the Facebook group actually, and it was saying about how can you sort of create a membership where you give PDFs away, freebies, this kind of thing. So this is going to be quite good, because we're actually going to look at 5 types of memberships. We're going to look at tiered memberships. We're going to look at a one-page membership that can be converted into a course membership, so it's 2 for 1. We've got a bundled membership, my personal favourite, and then we have the pièce de résistance of all membership types, a membership site. A site that is fully dedicated to just memberships. So I can see we've got a viewer in. I know it's early in the morning. It's always a little bit quiet in here. So, you know, going to make sure that nothing's going to come up from somewhere. You know, so got to keep an eye out for any kind of spooky things, such as the bats. Those bats. Go away, go away. You've got to leave me alone today. I've got this whole session to read. Go, off you go. Good. So, lots of spooky things going on today. Lots of things. It's all about spookiness, right? So, we got a little bit of a challenge as well. I don't know if you're going to watch all 3 of the sessions today, but we've got 3 sessions. And there might be some slight changes in this or the background. So you might have... if you write down any changes that you see happening, there might be swag in it for you, right? So you've got to get all of them though. You can't just get some of them. So if you see any changes going on anywhere, just write them down in the comments and we'll see who's got them right, and maybe there'll be some swag going to you. Okay, if all of you have got them right, then we might need to do a draw. Okay, so we're going to kick off with membership types. So this is pretty cool. We ran this for a program that we were running, and I thought this is really good to get it out to you guys that probably haven't seen it. So this is membership types. So I want to quickly share my screen just so you guys can see. You can post in the chat. I will be in the chat monitoring and answering questions as we go along as well. This is a very interactive session, right? So let me just share my screen and we'll just look at some of the memberships. I'm not going to go into them because that's explained, but if we go into this now, what we're going to look at here is this one-page membership. So I've created all of these in the same site. So we've got this one-page or course membership. We've got this tiered level membership. We have a bundled membership here. So with bundles of courses in there, and there's some caveats on how you can use this. And then we also have a full site membership as well. So this is actually a full site membership. This is a site dedicated just to membership with access levels on courses. So people come in here, they can get access to these courses. I also included what's called a level 5 access course, and this is tied to the new gamification feature. So if you see here, this is actually a private course and it's locked, and I don't show this. This is why I'm featuring it now before I show you the video, which is about 1 hour 30 minutes long. So it's quite a long one, quite a long session. But this access 5, I did this for the gamification feature. So you're going to see that it's secret. You're going to see that it's hidden. Okay, but this is a published course, and this could be a freebie or something that you want to give away in the new gamification feature. So you guys know about the gamification feature, and what you'll see in here, this level 5, if we go into the site and we go down to gamification, you're going to see in my gamification settings, and this is why if you turn it on, you need to set up gamification, and you could set this gamification up. And inside here, you can unlock a level. So say someone gets to level 5, what I might want to do is unlock that course to them. So I'm going to unlock a course. I'm going to select that level 5 access course there. So when someone reaches 500 points, they're going to get this course for free, right? So look, level 5. So when I get 500 points, they're going to get access to this course in the new gamification feature, right? So super, super cool. And you can add this. So you can also add them to a community as well, if you guys didn't know. So this is a really cool thing that you could do as part of your membership. Now you can do this in a normal site membership as well. So if you've got a normal site or a normal site in general, right? If you're selling courses, if someone buys like, you know, if you've got courses and you're giving people 100 points each for enrollment in a course, and when they buy 5, they get this freebie, you could unlock it when they hit, that amount of points, you know, so 5,000 points, so 100 points per course, and they join 5, as soon as they reach 500, then they get access to that freebie, you know, which you can actively tell people about. Like if you join in the community, you get points. If you enroll in more courses, and then I give you this for free when you reach level 5, it can be a really good way to get people to start interacting, doing things, because they get points for posting on communities, you know, amount of likes they get on a community post. So it's all good. You can even do it on lessons, you know, complete lessons and those sort of things. So gamification can really work for you, and by unlocking these little features when they go, it gives them like little freebies. So if you make a course private, let's not call it a course, let's call it a freebie, right? So you create a course, you put a PDF in there, you get rid of the curriculum, just have a PDF download. Then as soon as they reach that level, they get access to that PDF download. So they get a freebie for participating in gamification, which of course is super cool, right? So I'm just going to check the chat, see if anything's come in, it's giving you any ideas. Hi Karen, good to see you. 9 p.m. Friday here. Oh, right, okay. Whoa, okay, so it's quite late, so you might catch the first one. Patricia's in. Hi Patricia. And Sherry's in. 5 p.m. here in Japan. Whoa, okay, so happy Halloween, Karen. Yeah, happy Halloween to you. So like I said to you, you've got to watch these pesky bats because they keep popping up all over the shop. I can't stop them. Get out of here. There they go. You just say the word bats and they pop up like crazy creatures. Go away, please, bats. Thank goodness for that. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play you this membership types. If you're interested in setting up any kind of membership, it's going to be super cool for you, right? This is going to be really beneficial. The latest as well, this is used in the latest things that are inside Zenler. So this is current membership types. So I'm going to play this now. It's about 1.5 hours. If you can't stay and watch it all, because I know it's late for some of you, then, you know, catch the replay, come back on the replay. If you like this stuff, give us thumbs up as well, and like this post, right? Because you are great. You all comment in the chats and I love that, but like the post as well. We've got one reaction so far. Oh, no, I've got more reactions. That's good. Okay, right, let's run the video and I'll see you straight afterwards for this spooky edition. Now, remember, keep your eyes peeled, right? Zoe, right? Positive pause, right? Patricia, Pauline, okay, Karen. Keep your eyes peeled for any changes that happen on the screen because you could win swag. Now, you're probably not going to be here for all the sessions, but you need to put them in there and you could be entered into swag draw for the Halloween special swag box kit. Okay, enjoy this, guys. So let's look at tiered memberships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this course here and set it up as a tiered membership. So all I'm doing is cloning it. Now, guys, remember that these membership types, I'm just doing an example of how it works. Okay, yours might work differently. So I'm going to clone this course and I'm going to then pause the video whilst I do that, and then I'm going to show you what I've got. Okay, so I've cloned this course now and I'm just calling it meditation tiered membership. This is just for you to see the difference between the membership types, right? It wouldn't be called tiered membership. I'd be calling this meditation membership or transformation membership or something like that. Okay, so it would be descriptive. I'm just doing this naming convention for you guys to understand the differences. So it's not published yet, so no one's going to see it, and we'd obviously swap out the course card as well. Okay, so I've got my tiered membership, got my new card in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the curriculum now. I'm going to replace the curriculum with the tiered membership areas. So I'm going to start with the first one, right? I'm going to call this, and I'm going to call it, let's call this for everyone, right? So again, this is not what you would call it, but I'm just calling it this so you understand what's going on. So I'm going to take this first section here and I'm going to call it standard, okay? So standard membership content, okay? I'm going to save that. And in the last one, our work journal affirmations, I'm going to put inside here, and I'm going to call it VIP. Now you can build these up, you can put more tiered levels in on this, but I've got 2 tiered levels, standard and VIP content, right? So under those content, you can add as much content as you want under these tiered sections, okay? But they are broken into 2 distinct areas, standard and VIP. Okay, that's our tier levels for this, okay? But you can add more, so remember that. Okay, so now I'm going to obviously go in and you're going to style the pages as you would normally. So I'm going to go in and just style these pages. It's not about styling the pages, it's about the tiered membership. Okay, so these pages have been put together now. So if we look at the sales page, this is what we've got. Very simple, just for demonstration. This goes through to the checkout page. So standard memberships get access for £10 a month, VIP members for £20 a month. Obviously you put down the value of each of those in those sales page and create it like a sales page. So let's have a look at the checkout page now. Checkout page is the general checkout block. We haven't added any pricing plans, and it says a tiered membership model, standard members or VIP members in there as well. If we now look at the thank you page and click that up, it's just going to say enter your membership level. This is access to the course access page, and it also says check your inbox and spam folder. We've sent you a welcome email with everything you need to get started. And finally, we've got the course access page down here. So the course access page, we're going to format that in a minute. Okay, so this is the access page, or the main page that the people have access to. And inside of this, we have just welcome to the tiered membership. Obviously, you can add more information into this page. This is the access page that they get into. You put a video in there, you can do what you like. But down the bottom, this is access to the content of the membership. So this is for everyone, this section. The standard one is just going to be for standard members, and VIP members are going to get access to everything, okay, through here. So now all we need to do is set up the pricing for this, and then we have a tiered structure ready to use as a membership. So now all we need to do is set up our pricing plan to allow people entry into the various tiers within this course. So I'm now going to go to my tiered membership. I'm just going to close these ones down. I'm going to set up pricing plans for the 2 tier levels. Now remember, you can add as many tier levels as you want inside here. So just remember that when we move forwards. It's not just 2, you could set up more if you wanted to, okay? Okay, let's jump to our pricing plans here and set these up. So let's add a new pricing plan. So we're going to do this as a monthly subscription, okay? So you can set this up monthly or have annual billing in here. We're going to choose next inside here, and we're going to go and set the price. So I'm going to be putting this into pounds inside here. I'm going to set this up for the standard membership at 10, okay? So billing is going to be monthly. We're going to call this standard membership inside here. And we're going to put subscribe in here, okay? So we're going to leave the rest of this. You can obviously add an additional fee. You can set trial days if you want to, set amount of trial days in there. You can have an enrollment limit, set availability, and you can add bullet points under the menu. I'm not going to. You can set the tax category in there. I'm going to leave that at tax exempt in there because I'll be running lives in there. And set tiers. So tiers, this is what it's all about. Now please note also we can add a community at this point, okay? So we've got a community set up, a private community, they will appear in there. We're going to look at this a little bit later, but I want to concentrate my attention on just setting the memberships up. So let's turn on tiers. let's go and now select our tier levels. So this is standard membership. They're going to have access to everything here, so for everyone, and then they're going to have access to here. Now notice that on each tier you can turn these off individually as well, but we're going to keep things super simple here. This is the standard membership area, this is the everyone area, and you can see the VIP, we're not going to check that. Okay, we're not going to check that. So now we're going to click finish to that, and this one will be set up. So the next option we're going to put in here is going to be the new one. It's going to be the VIP membership. So again, we're going to go into the subscription. We're going to set this one up, have this is 20. And inside here, we're going to go VIP. Please note that in each of the courses, when you initially set the currency, you can't have a different currency. So this has to be in Great British pounds here, because I've set that on the first one. So that's something to just bear in mind. If you want multiple pricing plans, you're going to have to set up a clone course and do it that way, or do it through a bundle. We're not going to talk about that at this point. So let's go and set this up as subscribe in here, and we'll leave the rest of this stuff. We're just going to turn on the tiers, and we're going to choose, this time we're going to choose all of these, because I want them to have access to everything in the VIP package. So you see how easy it is to select those inside there. So do remember that you can set up more tier levels if you wanted to. I'm now going to click finish to this, and we now have a tiered membership set up in here to give people to access to the standard and the VIP inside here, all right? So you can change the order of those around if you want to as well. So that is basically done. So I'm going to look now at the sales page. We're going to see the sales page here. So you've got two membership types. These all go through to the same place. We're going to click through here, and you've got the standard membership and the VIP membership here. And this will give them access to those areas inside the site. So we're going to jump in and look at this from a student's point of view as well. But the last thing we need to do, when we made sure that everything is working, of course, set up the automations for an email to go out. And we can base that email upon the plan as well, which I'm going to quickly show you. So within the automations part, we have on enrollment sequence. We also have on course complete and lesson complete. So you can send emails based on these as well if you want to. We're not going to cover that here. It's pretty self-explanatory to what they do. You select the course or the lesson, and then the email will go out based on that. So I'm actually going to delete these out just to keep things really simple within here. And I'm now going to show you quickly to set up a general email. So this is the welcome email that's going to go out, and you can put in here, thank you, enrollment to the course, says course name, grab the meditation here, you can change that text, download, enjoy the sessions, that's all okay. So give them course access, they'll go in there. However, what if we want to say welcome VIP or welcome standard member? Well, we have that ability to do it, and guess what we're going to use? We're going to use filtering to do this. We've done this, guys, advanced filtering, how to set these up. So let me just put inside here and explain it to you. VIP member, so I'm going to pretend this is for a VIP member. Okay, I'm going to delete this one out here. Let me just now save this one. So we're going to pretend this is going to be for a VIP member, okay, inside here. Right, so we're going to call it VIP up here, and we'll call it VIP here, VIP member. So it can be a different email that you're sending out. So now we've got that. What we need to do is set up the filters. So underneath the filter groups down here, we're going to go add filter, and we're going to go enrolled in course. And we can select that course, so the tiered membership there. So enrolled in course, okay, there will be enrolled in course. We can add a new filter group in here, and we can go via plan, and then we can select the plan. So we can go VIP member. So they need to match this, meditation tiered membership and enrolled via plan VIP membership. We click save. This will only go to the VIP members now. So if I'm doing one specially for the standard members, I'm going to clone this. Hold on a second, let me just click clone in here. So this will be for the VIP members, okay? And this will be for the standard members. So inside here, standard member inside here. And again, we set that up. So I come into here this time, I edit the filters, and I go and I put this in standard member. Now only the standard members will receive this email. So I've set up my filtering for two different emails to go out to two different groups or via the pricing plan that they've picked, and that is it. So now what happens is that if you add more content into the curriculum inside of here, inside of everyone, they're all going to receive it. If you put something in the standard membership, then obviously VIPs are going to get it because they've got access to standard membership, and the standard members will get it as well. And if you put some more content in the VIP content area, it will be for the VIP members in there as well. So understand that, and understand that principle of tiered membership. That is it in a nutshell. That is tiered memberships for you. Okay, what we're going to look at now is a one-page membership. Now, a one-page membership is a course, but you're going to create it as a one page. So this is really lightweight and can be really good if you're doing things like podcasts or showing weekly videos or these kind of things. And it's all contained within one page, right? So we're not using the curriculum, although later on, if we want to, we can use that curriculum. So let's jump straight in and have a look. So as you can see here, I have a course set up in here. It's just called Membership One Page for clarity for you guys to see. So if we jump into this, we're going to show you what we've done here. This is just a standard course, okay? And we're going to turn off course progressions through the lessons, right? So I'm going to do that, make sure these are all unchecked inside here. Of course, we set this up for clarity, calling it one page membership for you guys to understand. And we have a little course card there. So I'm going to click update to that, and then we're going to have a look into the actual pages itself. So inside the pages, nothing really changes with the sales, checkout or thank you page. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at those pages. So this is just a page, a one page membership model, welcome members, and they can subscribe, and this will go to the checkout page. Again, one page membership, just for clarity for you guys to understand. And then we'll move on to the thank you page, which again is just a thank you page with a link that goes straight to the course access page. Okay, so now let's have a look at the most important page, which is the course access page. So I'm going to open this page up, and then I'm going to show you what you can do to convert it into a one page membership page. So we have a curriculum down here, so we do have curriculum content. This is because it's cloned from the other course. And what I'm going to do to make this into a one-page membership is really simple, guys. We're going to just delete this out. So this will now be, when people see, they buy this course and they go through, they're going to just see this page, all right? You can still leave reviews in here if you want to, or you can delete that block out, keeping it really clean. But now it gives us the option inside here to just add content. So we can create extra content in this page that is viewable. Now, the thing to remember about a one-page membership is you're going to have to keep it updated regularly, right? It's going to be really important. If you've got a community tied to it, you're going to link to that community as well for your one-page membership. So you might want to set up a community that's tied with this as well, just to let people in there. So to tie a community to it, you can put that into the pricing plan itself. And we're going to look at tying communities into these membership types at the end, right? It's like a last thing. It's just so that you know and understand that you can tie the community to it if you want as well. So inside here, of course, we can start to add new blocks. So if, for instance, I decide to do a series of videos going in here, and I want to put something like, let's duplicate this out, put it in here, and put something like videos this week, right? So something like that inside here, space it down. You can lay it out however you like, guys, right? So, and put videos in here. So these might be videos that you're dropping in. So I'm going to drop in some random videos that we've got on the website. You would put yours in here, and this then becomes a working membership that you can start to change these things around. So it starts to look very sort of Netflix style. You know, you could put images in here, graphics, more text if you want as well. It's really up to you. So I've got those in there. Click save. Now this becomes a membership model, because people come in here and they're like, great, there's content here. Now obviously with a membership model you want to put a little bit more information inside here as well. So you might want to introduce some text to go into these pages as well. You might want to add more videos. Be careful that you don't add hundreds of videos, right? Because it's going to be a very heavy page then. But you can start to create these areas that you're putting stuff into. So for instance, if I probably would clone this block and move it up like so. So you might have different sections that you're putting inside here, and I'll put that in there so it knocks that down a little bit from there. I might even change the background color. I might add a new block in here, so I might go to empty block and put a new block down the bottom, so you can start to build this in there. So I'm going to build this out a little bit more so you can look at it. I'll pause the video and I'll just build it out a little bit more so you can sort of see what you're getting. So here we have the one-page membership. So if we have a look now at this page, so I'm just going to flick this up. You've now got videos of the week in here. You know, you can put whatever you like in here, guys. You've got this week's focus is on the features of Zenler. So we've got some nice little blocks in here. And we have this week's focus on Zenler, complete guide to start an online course. So there's media in here that people can consume, right? So this is just how you can do these things, and you can create this membership. So every week or every month you might replace this to keep that membership going. Now if you've got a community tied to it, of course you can add the community in there. I'm going to look at that bit later anyway. But one extra thing, because this is a one-page membership, right, but we can convert this whenever we like to a course membership as well, because remember, we still got that curriculum. So if you go into the course itself and you're in the background merrily creating a curriculum inside here, and you've created these videos and these sections, you might want to drip this stuff out. So for instance, if we had this one and we say, right, okay, this will be content for week 1, for instance, all right? So I'm going to call this week 1, and then I've got another section here that says standard. That's just from the other, and I call this week 2. Now, and I put special surprise here. I might call this week 3. So this is stuff that you can prepare and switch on, switch off. So what you need to do to make sure that these sections do not show up is just make sure in those lessons that you set these as draft. All right, so all of these lessons are going to be set to draft. You can see a little button comes up here saying draft. So if we draft a lesson and all of the lessons inside the section itself will not show. Okay, so hold on, let me just save that. I'll run through these and just draft them, and then you can see. Right, so now as you can see that all of the lessons inside the sections are all drafted, right? And now what will happen is apart from week 1, we've got an introduction and an untitled, right? So the rest of them have been drafted. Are you clear on that? These are drafted. Right, so once I save this, if I then go back into the pages and I add the curriculum in here, everything will show apart from the drafted lessons. So this means that you could one week have this in here, then you could delete it out or save it to reuse it again, and you can drop this curriculum still in. So if I go to the courses and I go to my courses here, and I find my curriculum, which is here, I can drag this into the page, and now I'm going to have the curriculum in here with week 1. Do you notice it's just week 1? It's not week 2, it's not week 3. Now, be very careful, and you can add to this. Every time you undraft a lesson, it's going to be available to your users, right? So let me just save this and just prove a point to you here. So if we go back into this now and I click refresh on the screen, you're going to see that the curriculum comes up. There it is, and people can jump in and take these lessons. But if, for instance, it's week 2, what I would do is I would go, right, okay, this week 2 is about to happen. So I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to draft this. I'm going to go and let me just save it as well. And I'm going to draft this one like so. And now nothing will appear because everything is drafted. But if I turn one of these on, let's say week 2, this video here, this lesson, and click save, this is the only one that will appear. So let's refresh the screen now and let's see what happens. So if I refresh this, it will say week 2 and it will say there. So I can randomly turn stuff off. Now if I draft this work session meditation here, then this week 2 won't show up. So if one lesson is undrafted, it will show the section. So I should prove it to you here. If I go in here and undraft this one and save it, then week 1 and week 2 will show up. this lesson will show up, not this lesson, not this, not this, not this, but this will. So let's go and check this now. So if I refresh this, this is what your students will see real time. There you go. So you can actually manipulate this and you can change it and you can work on this stuff in the background, just making sure that stuff's draft. Then when you want to release it, you can just simply go into those lessons and undraft them inside here and click save. So this gives you maximum flexibility. So now another lesson will appear in here, you can see. And if we don't want people to access the curriculum because we're changing things up a lot, we just come into the block and we delete it out. And now if we save this, when our members next log in, they're not going to see that curriculum content in there. You can put it back. So you can really have a lot of fun with this. It can be quite dynamic. It needs to be looked after, of course, like all memberships. But this is the one-page membership with the option to turn it into a course membership as well. Okay, what we're going to look at now is a bundled membership. So a bundle is a collection of courses. So this could be turned into a membership. So in this particular case, we're going to create a bundled membership and we're going to add these 2 courses into that membership. So I'm going to go across to courses and down to bundles, and I'm going to create my bundle here. So I'm going to click create bundle. I'm going to call this bundled membership. And before we move on, we want to look at this little checkbox down here. Allow automation or the drip of content for this bundle. So what this will do, if you enable this option, and it's enabled by default, guys, the automations and drip inside each of the content on this bundle will also be enabled. This means if you've got automations in any of the courses you're adding to the bundle, they will go out to your user. If you have drip inside any of the courses, that means lesson 1 comes out week 1, lesson 2 comes out week 2, etc., etc. That will also be enabled if you leave this checkbox checked. It's really important. If you do not enable this, then the automations and drip inside each of the content of this bundle will be ignored. Now, for this membership, that's what we want to do, because we want to sell these courses as standalone courses, but we also want to sell all the courses inside a bundle to turn it into kind of a membership bundle, right? And there's another option, I'm going to tell you about this later as well. So bundles can send automations, right? You can also drip courses from a bundle. So not drip the lessons inside a course, but drip the course itself. So if you've got a week 1 course, whole course, week 2 course, whole course, week 3 course, a whole course, you can say week 1 drip course 1 because they'll get instant access, week 2 drip course 2, etc. Now if you've got this checked, the automations and the drip will go out for the course itself as well. So you've got a double drip. You can drip the course and drip the content inside the course if you have this checked, right? So be aware of that and think about that when you're planning this. I'm going to turn it off because I want it all handled by the bundle itself. And I'm going to click create bundle. So once I create this bundle, it will give me the option to add the courses I want to the bundle. Now, what is fantastic about this is that if I add a course or I remove a course, that will be then removed from the student. Okay, so it gives me control on a course level to control this membership. So if I go and add my course now, I can add my courses into here. So you can see, you can select the courses that you have available to you. So you can see I have here the 1-page membership. So I'm going to add that to the bundle. I'm going to add another course to the bundle now, this one. So I can add this course. So as soon as you put them in here, you need to add them. Okay. And then inside here, we're going to add this one. So then add this course to that bundle as well. So if it's unpublished, of course, you're not going to be able to put it in there, right? So if you've got a course that's unpublished, you need to think about that as well. Make sure that it's published. So it's good it tells you that. So I got this meditation one here that we did. I could add that to the bundle as well because it's published. So I'm just going to publish that other course so I can add it to this bundle. Okay, let's add those ones to the bundle. So I'm going to put the 1-page membership, add that one in. I'm now going to add the tiered one, and you're going to see it's going to disappear. If you add one, it's going to disappear from the list, all right, because it's already in there. So we need to add that. So I've got the tiered membership and I've got the one-page membership, okay? So that's how you can do it, and you can also order it inside there, okay? So if you want to change the order, you can change the order inside there. So now I have the bundle, and inside this bundled membership contains these 2 courses. Now I turned off the drip and automation for each of the courses, so if someone signs up for this bundle, they won't get the emails from this course or this course, okay? They'll just get the automations from the bundle itself. So pretty explanatory at this point, okay? So of course you need to set up your course card. So we're going to go across to bundled details here, and you can set up your course card, rename it in there if you want to. So I'm going to set my course card up here now. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to move on and set up the pricing for this. So again, you're going to set the pricing, we're going to add a plan, and we're going to go into subscription plan here and make this our price. So I'm going to say $25 a month, charge monthly. I'm not going to set additional fees or trials or any of this stuff inside here. So you can give people trials by down here, pricing, all that stuff. So here we go, join membership. Okay, so that's what we're going to put. And notice at this point we can add them to a community if we've got a private community set up in here. Just important for you to know, but we're going to look at that later anyway. And I'm going to click finish. So now we've got our pricing set up for this membership type here. Got to just give it a name. Okay, and click finish. Okay, so let's just preview what this course looks like. So we're going to go to the sales page as a visitor. So you're going to see it's pretty default with what it says, but it shows the courses that are included in here, and of course the price. So we need to highly edit this page, of course, which we can. You guys know about that. And we now want to have a look at what they're going to see as they go through to the course access page. So I'm just going to preview the course access page. Then I'm going to do some editing on these pages, remove blocks and keep stuff in here. And there we go. So you can see what you get access to. So by clicking any of these, you're going to get access to that course, right? You're going to go in there and get access to that course inside there. So inside the bundle, remember it's the bundle. So if they click and they go into any of these, they're going to get access to the bundle. That's both courses, all right? Not bought individually. Okay. So I'm going to just go in quickly and format these sales pages, checkout pages, make them look nice, and then you can have a look at the bundle when we're finished. Okay guys, so you can see that I'm working on the sales page for this. So I've set up these blocks in here. Now, when the membership gets set up like this, by default, it will add these bundled content into the sales page. So what I like to do is, instead of having this block here, I just prefer to lay it all out myself in the page, right? So I tend to get rid of the bundled content dynamic block out of the sales page. So I'm going to click and delete that out just because it keeps it cleaner. I just like this better, and then I can put my own text and control it. All right, so that's what I do. You can leave it in there if you want, but you can put it in yourself, and then you've got this page. So this is basically a sales page. Obviously it'd be a lot longer than this, but I'm just doing this for purposes of this training for you. Yeah, so I'm going to click save to that, and then we're going to just ripple through the other pages quickly. So I'm going to again copy this content, and that way I can jump to things like the checkout page and put that in on the top of the checkout page as well. Yep, so you'll see me doing this sort of stuff a lot. I've got this in here, and I don't really want this in here like this. It's nice. You might want to add it. It's really up to you. Just I prefer to just create my own blocks for the top. So I just copy that code in there, and then I just get rid of what I want to get rid of, like this. So let's get rid of the button because that's not needed anymore. And then you've got a nice header block at the top there to take. So I'm going to take that same block. I'm going to copy it, Control A, Control C to copy. And I'm going to save that page out, and we're going to move on to the thank you page next. So we're now going to save that and move on to the thank you page. Remember to SEO all your pages as well. We've talked about this. So going through here, this is the thank you page, and this is continued course. Now you could leave it like this. You could just put a nice background image in here if you wanted to that we've already used, something like this, and you could just have them click through, or you can design your own, and then that button that you're going to create is going to link to the course access page. All right. Okay, so finally this is the course access page. So you can see the two courses come up in this page, and you don't have to use these courses. Like I said to you before, you could actually put a block in here and link directly to the course access pages of each of these courses, because they have access to this, right? I'm going to leave it in here now just for clarity, but I'm just letting you know. So we're going to have a look at these now. We're going to have a look at the pages that have been created and just show you what you get. So now if we go and check, our bundle contains the courses that we added. Okay, so our bundle contains, this is our bundle details page with our card. In our content here we have meditation one page, and we have the meditation tiered. Now, like I was saying to you, if someone joins this, you can delete these out of this bundle. Now don't worry if you delete here, it won't delete the course out, it will just remove it from the bundle. But you can also add new courses. So if someone joined and I wanted to add this course in there as well, I could add that course in there as well, and it would drop in there. Okay, now if you've manually set up your image blocks for these, you'll need to add it into the pages. Just make sure that you do that. But it gives you this flexibility of adding, removing courses from a membership. So this is really key to what we're looking at. So if we look in the pages now, we'll just have a look at the process going through. So this is the sales page here. So I've put these course pages in here, nice and simple. Join the journey. So you're going to go through to the checkout page to get access to these two courses. And I said if you add more courses, you'll need to update these blocks. Okay, so it's up to you. Think about it when you're designing this stuff. So then once they do actually pay and buy into your subscription, they're then going to go to the thank you page, and on the thank you page you have a jump link there straight into the course access page, right? Okay, which is the last page here, into the access page. So if we look at this inside here now, people can just go and click and jump straight into their membership part. Yeah. And also if they go into their courses, they're going to see those two courses in there as well. Now there's a little bit of a caveat to this, because when they first go into this page, this is kind of almost the last time you'll see this page, because it just gives them access to all of the content in here. So you could, if you wanted to, set up an item at the top that says membership area or VIP membership area, and you could tie back to this course access page for logged in users. So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to copy the course access page link here, then I'm going to go to site, and I'm going to go to pages, and I'm going to create this, doesn't matter which page I pick, I'm going to create this menu item in the header menu. Now, this is quite hard to get your head around if you've not done this stuff before, so please just, feel free to ask questions, try this stuff out. Obviously not with a live site with people in there, but you should be testing this stuff. So I'm going to go VIPs, right? I'm going to say that. I'm going to go visible only to logged in users, because they'll be logged in. And I'm going to say go to link. And then I'm going to put that course access page for the bundle. All right. I'll even open it as a new tab, actually, I think. And I'm going to click save. Right. So that will now go into this area of VIPs. So if you're looking at this site as a guest, let's go into guest, you're not going to see it. Right, you're not going to see VIPs unless you log in, and when you log in you're then going to see that. So let's go into the page here and let's refresh it, and you're going to see it on the menu because I'm logged in. It says VIPs. If I click this, it's going to take me to this page. So if I go to home, for instance, and remember, if people haven't bought into the membership, they're not going to be able to get access to that, right? It's going to lock them to go to pay for this as a course. So these are the offerings that you've got in here. And if I bought the bundled membership, remember I haven't published it yet, so you're not seeing it here. But if I bought that that bundled membership, it's then going to take me to that course access page, giving me access to this and opening me up to add more content into that master bundled access page. Okay. hopefully you're with me on this. So you've got to just get in and try it and kind of understand it, yeah? But it's very simple. A bundle holds the courses, but a bundle has its own set of pages: sales, checkout, thank you page, course access page that shows the bundled content. So you can access that course access page and give people the chance to go in there, and you can add to that page if you want to going forwards, right? So simple as that, really. Okay, all right, so we need to publish that course because we haven't got it published yet. So I'm going to go to my courses and I'm going to go into bundles because it is in the bundled area, and we have it here and we haven't published it, but when we do, it will become part of the course things there. So there we go. So that's the bundled membership. Right, so I want to get really deep with you on this now. If you have added content, if you have added courses into the bundle that you do not want to sell on their own, you could take the course prices out of the courses. This way they cannot be purchased even accidentally if they find the buy link. Okay, so take the price plan away. Make those courses hidden and add them into a bundle. This would basically mean that they can't buy that course because the price is not there. There's no price plan. They're hidden so they don't show up on the front page, but they're in the bundle. So they're only accessible by buying into the bundle. So can you imagine the scenario where you would want to do that? So that's my question to you. So I'm now going to answer that. If you do that, it means you can cross-link between the courses. So you can have one course access page going to another course access page. You can start to link between the courses because they're only contained in the bundle, and you know that people have bought the bundle have access to all of those courses. So by adding links to each of the course access pages, they can jump freely between them. And this is a very powerful part of why this membership can work. So this particular membership can work as a hybrid model, selling on-demand courses and having them as part of a bundle, but it can also work as a self-contained bundled membership that allows users or you to set up cross links, jump links between courses that are inside the bundle. Pretty cool, yeah? So understand how that works. If you're understanding what I'm telling you now, then you have a real firm understanding. If I'm doing a membership type, my absolute favorite is a bundled membership. Okay, and what we're going to look at next is the site membership. And the site membership, I would, if I was you, use a bundled membership model inside your full site. What we're going to talk about in the site membership is a lot more flexible. It's a lot more powerful. The downside is you can't sell the courses as standalone courses, right? Because of the way that I'm going to show you. If you want to do it as on demand, and you want to do, and you also want them in a membership, you want to probably use the bundled membership. Okay, but we've already looked at one-page memberships and course memberships as part of the same model. We've also looked at tiered memberships, which is also very powerful. And now we've looked at the most powerful type, I think, which is bundled memberships. Okay, so that is how it all works. There's going to be questions. This is quite complicated if you've never done this stuff before. But hopefully, if you follow these videos, you'll sort of understand what we're trying to get at here before we break into the biggest type of membership, which is a site membership. Okay, so just before we move in, I'm logged in now as a user. So I just registered for this site. I haven't bought any courses. I just wanted to show you what the VIP part does. So remember, the VIP goes to the course access page of the bundle, right? So if I click this, what will happen is I haven't got access. So what it's going to do is going to take me back to this page. It won't let me in, right? And that's really important for you to understand. If I go into my purchases, also I've got nothing. I haven't purchased anything in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually now going to add myself as this user to the VIP course. Well, I want to actually add myself to the one-page membership so you can see, and then the membership tiered. I'm going to enroll and unenroll myself from these. So I'm going to go into the user here and I'm going to edit, and I'm going to first go into courses. So I've added myself as a user, and this is what you should do as base testing stuff. So I'm going to enroll myself into the one-page membership to start with. I'm going to select the plan. I'm not going to send out an enrollment notification. This would send out the automations. So I'm just going to click enroll, and now I'm going to be added down here. You can see I'm added as this user. I'm added. So if I come back into my incognito window and I simply click refresh, then what you're going to see now is if I go into my purchases, I've changed it from my courses to your purchases because it's yours, yeah? And you'll see that I'm actually in there. So let's have a look at the one-page membership. So as I go into this membership, I can see all my videos. Oh, that's really good. You know, I have that flexibility of adding the curriculum in there as the admin if I want to. But you can see this is what I have access to, right, guys? So you can see how it can work as a one-page membership, just so that you can know, you can watch the videos, etc, etc. So what I'll do now is I'll unenroll myself from that course. So you can see how quick it is to add yourself as a user if you set up a test account. So I've unenrolled myself now, and I'm now going to enroll myself in the tiered membership. So let's think about what we want. I'm going to do a standard membership, not the VIP. I'm going to do a standard membership. VIP gives me access to all. Again, I'm not going to send the mail out. I'm going to click enroll, and we're going to come back into here now. And if I refresh this, I won't have access. So I'm going to go back to my purchases again. Now I've got access to the standard tier in the membership model. So let's click that, see what happens. So here we go. So I've got access to everything. That's good. But down here, the VIP, if I try to click this, it's not going to let me, right? It's going to go, sorry, this lesson is not available. It's going to say you need to be on this plan, right? But if I go to the other lessons in here, I'll have access to them. So again, if I added myself to the model as, let me just unenroll myself again, and let's add it to the VIP. So let's go to the tiered membership, go to the VIP and click enroll. Now I'll have access to everything because I'm VIP membership level. So if I go and I refresh this now, you're going to see inside here that I can click on here and I can get access to the VIP membership content. All right. So last of all, let's add ourselves to the bundle. So I'm going to unenroll myself from the course. So let's just show you again in incognito. I've got no access to anything inside here now. So if I go back to where I was, go to your purchases, nothing's in there, okay? So just showing you every single step. So now we're going to go into the bundled membership that gives me access to the two courses. Going to say the VIP experience. I'm going to click enroll. So now what will happen is this VIP link that we've got will work because I'm added to the bundle. So if I refresh this, you're going to see my courses inside. Notice that the bundle access page didn't come up. That only comes up when you buy it. You end up on that course access page. That's why I set it up in the VIP area. So I can click into these and I can take these courses, no problem. And if I go to VIP, you're going to see that I go to the course access page of the membership bundle, right? Really clear. And I can, of course, because I've got access to these, I can access these courses, no problem, right? Because it's part of that membership. But I've got that ability to go into the VIP. If I check under my purchases, it doesn't show the bundle, it shows the courses that are in the bundle that it's given me access to. So I always like to set up a little bundle access page because I might want to put extra content in there if I want to. So that is from a user point of view, and that's what they see. And this is why we test as a student, right? So under here you can see it's say I've got access to the membership bundle. and these are the courses that are in that bundle, so it's added me in there. So if I click unenroll, you're going to see here it will unenroll me from everything because it's unenrolled me from all of the courses that were in that bundle, right? So I'm now reset as a test user. So I just wanted that to clarify that with you so you can actually see what's happening. What I want to do now is I want to set up a site as a membership. So nobody can get into this site unless they're part of this membership. My first suggestion is if you are selling on-demand courses and you want to sell a membership on the same site, you're not going to be able to use this method. My second tip for you is that you should only use this method if you want a membership that has content that is purely for the membership, right? You can, because what you're going to do is you're going to be using one of your 3 courses. So you've got your main site set up on site 1, so we're going to be using another site that's 2 of your 3 for just a membership, right? Nothing else. So if you have a course that you want to include in that membership, you're going to need to copy it all across into the new site. The 2 sites are completely separate. If you've got a domain, you might want to call it members.whateveryouare.com, right? So if you set up your custom domain as whatever.com, you might want a subdomain members.whatever.com for your second site, right? So that's what you need to think about when we set this up as a full site, and that's what we're going to be looking at next. Okay, for a full site membership, we need to set up a brand new site. So if you are planning to just run a membership from the onset, then you can set up your root site or the site we're on now, for instance. But if you decide that you want to sell on demand and give yourself that flexibility, you might want to set up a separate membership site. So to do that, you can use one of your 3 sites. You've got one when you registered, so you've got another 2 sites that you can use. All you need to do is click up here in the right hand side, go down to my accounts, and on the left hand side, go across to sites. Now you can add a site in here. So it's going to tell you exactly what, it's going to give you information here, and I do suggest that you read this information so you understand that these separate sites are self-contained, okay? But you are the root owner of all those sites. It means you can't sell these sites on to other people, okay? Okay, so let's click continue. And now we can now add, like you would if you just signed up for Zenler, you're going to give your site a name. Now, if you're using a custom domain that you want to apply to this site, absolutely fine. If you want to apply a subdomain off the root domain, absolutely fine. But we need to give it a name to start ourselves off. So I'm going to call this, in this case, gamification. So it's not going to be on the subject of transformation and wellness for women. This is going to be for our new upcoming gamification feature that's going to be featured on Zenler very soon. Let's give it a name and add the site. Okay, let's click add site. Now, just to let you know, if the name is already taken by another Zenler site, it will throw up an error. So I'm going to click add site now. And that name is absolutely fine. So you can see I now have a brand new site here. Now at the moment we are in the parent site, okay? So we need to make sure that we go to this new site that's been created. Zenler has gamification. So that's going to allow us in here. We use the same admin login and password, and we can jump between those sites by going in here back to the root. You can see the root's got a star by it, and if you go back to the root folder, then you're going to have the other sites that you have in there. So we are now on the gamification new Zenler site. You can see it here. This is a brand new site. If we go and look at this in incognito, you'll see it set up a brand new site for us. Let's go and have a look at this now. It will be in default colors that Zenler comes with at this time. This, and this is it. So we need to set up all of our branding on all of those things as you normally would do, and then we'll be ready to make this a fully membership only site. And the next part I'm going to tell you is really important because we're going to lock down public registration. If someone registers publicly, they become the role of student. We do not want that to happen because we want members within this site to have paid for the membership, and they can have access as students then to logged in pages. So we don't want people coming in that haven't paid for this to see logged in content. This then opens up the whole site to us to use those logged in pages for our members and not for the general public or people that have just registered and not bought anything from you. So let's close this down. You're going to go through your steps with the brand new site, and you're going to put this into your custom colors, your branding colors, upload any logos, set up the default pages. You've got to go through all of this stuff to set this going. I'm going to make this a really simple membership site. You're going to come back to me in a minute and I'm going to show you what I've done with the site and then how we can enable it and just turn off those public areas so that only members of the site can get access to it. Okay, so what I want to do now is show you the site. Now, I haven't done all the pages because this is obviously a training video, but this is what we've got for the site. Okay, so I've renamed this using languages to membership modules. So it says all courses normally. Okay, so I've got 2 courses in here. However, these courses are going to disappear, right? Because our idea is to get people to come into one membership, paying a price, and they can then have access to courses that you put in there or any media you put in there. So there's a few things we definitely need to do. Well, one is if you come in, and this is someone coming into as a guest, right? So they're just coming to this site. So at the moment, with the current way the system's set up in this site, if I go to sign in, I'm able to create a free account. Look here. So that's the login, and I'm able to create a free account. Now, if I create a free account now, I would go in as a student. So as a student, I'd be able to see logged in pages, and I don't want that to happen. Remember at the beginning, I said to you, I want people to come in and only get access as students if they bought my membership. That's it. That's all I care about. So I've got to do something with this registration page. So it's the registration page that is causing me problems here. So what I want to do instead of having a registration page here is I actually want to send them into the membership checkout page. So the only way they can pay and finish their sign up is to pay for the membership. Understand? So with that said, that's good. Right. So with that in mind, we don't need to show our courses on the page because everything's going to be under the membership, right? So remember, we got our courses on the page. These are published courses. We got them in the page. So what I need to do first of all is I need to go into my courses that I've got, and I've got one here that's hidden, and I'm basically going to hide this. Now, please also remember that all of these courses have no pricing plan added to them, right? If you come into pricing plan, there's no pricing plan. So if someone accidentally found the page, such as a checkout page, they would not be able to buy it anyway, right? Here's the checkout page. So there's no pricing plan in there, so they cannot buy anything, right? So you basically lock that page out because we want everything to go through. And if you haven't guessed it already, how is all our content going to go through and how is someone going to pay for it? Using bundles or a bundle. We need one membership bundle that will control the whole site. So if we go into courses now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that each of these courses is made secret, okay? And we can even make the course price hidden in here, so it's not activated. We can click update. So we need to do this with all our content. Remember, we're locking our content down to make it a course that can only be bought or only see the content of multiple courses or one course if they've gone through the membership subscription. Okay, so I'm going to turn off course secret and I'm going to make the course price hidden because no one's going to buy these courses, and we're going to go and do the same with this level 5. This level 5 is a little bit different, this course, and it's basically used for the gamification feature. Okay, so I'm going to make it secret. I'm going to make the course price hidden in there as well, and I'm going to update it. But this is not the course that we're going to add to the bundles. Okay, so we got these 2 courses that we want to make as part of this VIP membership experience. We want to lock down that page so we don't get public registrations. Our first port of call is to set up a bundle, and this will be our master bundle, right? So I'm going to create that bundle. I'm going to call it the membership. Right, there's one membership. It's all going to come through this. All right, that's all you need to know at this point. So that is great. The membership, create bundle. So we allowed, I forgot there, we allowed the automation to go out on the bundle. So I'm actually going to go back a couple here. Like, even I make mistakes on this stuff. So I'm going to actually delete that bundle out because it's actually wrong. So be careful, you can easily slip up with this stuff. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to delete this out. Right, let's do it again. Okay, second time lucky. Create bundle. In here, call it the, and then we'll call it the membership. In there, okay, the membership. And I'm going to just turn that off. I'm not going to control automations via the bundle if you want to. And I suggest that you do this. It's a good idea. Create bundle. Okay, so that's created. So what courses we're going to add to our bundle? We're going to add this build a solid community. We're going to add that course. We're going to add in the gamification course. And then I'm not going to add this one at this stage, right? So this is my membership. This is how people will go through. So what you need to do now is we need to obviously set up a nice course card for that membership as well, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I've got my nice course card in here for the bundle, and we've got our content in there. This is the content that we're going to be showing. We have our pages, and our pages, our sales, checkout, these need to be formatted as well so they look nice. So I'm going to format all these pages out of the default formatting. Okay, so let's look at the pages we've created for this bundled membership. So we're going to look at the first page here, and you're going to see that we have this inside here, and you can see that we have a nice banner at the top. This goes straight through to the next step. This is the sales page, goes through to the next step of the funnel, which is the checkout. Also shows the courses that are available as well within this master membership. Okay. So let me just save that off. So it's saved. And let's now click this to go through to the checkout page. So once we go through to the checkout page, let's look at this. Preview this page. Here it is here. So we haven't got any pricing set up yet. We're going to do that, £30 a month. But this is our checkout page. Then we're going to go through to the thank you page. And this is the thank you page with a button here that you would think would go to the course access page, but we're not going to go to this page, and I'm going to explain why after. But the first thing I need to do is set up my pricing. So obviously I need a pricing plan in here. So I'm going to add a new pricing plan, and we're going to do a subscription. And inside that subscription, make sure that you've connected your payment gateways up, otherwise it won't work. Remember, this is a self-contained site, so you'll need to connect them up by going to connect now. And it's going to take you through to the integrations area where you can connect up your Stripe and PayPal account. I suggest for memberships and subscriptions that you use Stripe. So I'm going to connect that up, then it will allow me to add the payment plan in for subscription-based pricing. Okay, so now I've activated my account, my integrations with my payment gateway. I can now add a new plan. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add a subscription. And once this comes through, I'm going to say that this is going to be GPP, and it's going to be, actually it's dollars on the thing. So let me just put dollars back. And inside here, I'm going to put 30. So it's 30 a month. So there we go. It's going to be monthly. Subscribe now. Okay, I'm not going to add anything else. I'm going to say that's exempt. It's going to run in lives, and I'm going to click finish. Okay, so now that's done and that's set up, that will now be added to the pricing. So if I go into the sales page now and we click to go through to here, you're going to see on our pricing plan that we're going to have the options like so. And there we go, we've got our $30 a month for the billing. Okay, so now we've got that set up, we can manage that if people come through, they're only going to see this. So if I go to our home page, because all the courses are hidden, we can't see anything in here. So the membership module's moved. So I'm going to make a CTA that goes, remember our bundle is not published, so it doesn't appear in there yet. Okay, and we haven't quite finished, but I'm going to activate the bundle now, publish the bundle, and it'll be the only one that's in there. So that'll be the main place that people come through. So let me refresh this now. I've published it, and you're going to see it's in here. This is the membership. Now, I don't generally, for these memberships that are running through here, if it was just a site for memberships, I wouldn't have this block. I would create a brand new CTA, and I would link directly to the sales page so that when people click through, they'll go to this page. So I might even use this block here in that page and link to this. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to remove that block that we've got for that page and this block here, and I'm going to replace it with this basically, and it will go through to this sales page of the bundle sales page. Yeah, bundle sales page. And the great thing about Zenler is I can come into that sales page for that CTA block, and I can just grab it. So I can press Control A, Control C to copy it, save it, and then I can actually just go and open the page up to add that to. So if I go to site and I find my home page, so I'm going to go to pages and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom where I've got my site in here. This is my home page that you were seeing. And inside here where I've got the bundled content, here, okay, I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm basically going to paste this into here, and now I've got this. I can go straight in. Now I've got to link this button up with the sales page, yeah, which is the sales page of this. So I can go to it, I can grab that URL, that's the sales page, and I can put that straight into this button here. So let's go and put that into there, and then my home page is set up with one place to come through. So let's just have a look at it now, see how it looks, and go into incognito. This is the home page. This is what people would see when they first visit, and they go, oh, and there's nothing else in here, there's only one membership. This is going to go through to the bundle sales page. It does, you can see, tells you a bit about it. Then of course you go through into the checkout page there, pay for it, and then you would go to the thank you page, and then they would access their content. All right, so we've set all of this up. Now what we need to do is stop people coming in through this public registration here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a block in here that will actually just redirect them to the checkout page of the bundle. Now once they buy the bundle, they sign up and they become a student anyway. So we're not losing them, we're just gaining people coming through only the membership. So on this page we're going to set this sign up block. We can do it two ways. We can set up a block and then say sign up here, you need to be part of the membership, here's a button and it can go to the checkout page, or we can just redirect them using a countdown timer straight to the checkout page. So it's up to you how you want to handle it. That's the two ways. That will basically seal off the system from anybody getting in that haven't bought the membership. Okay, so to lock down our site, we need to go and edit this register page. So we're going to be sending people that try to register publicly to become a student. We're going to send them to the page for the bundle, right? So I'm going to open a new tab just so I can grab the link. So I'm going to go to open new tab link here, just so I can jump to my bundle page and grab that access page. So inside pages, I'm going to be sending them straight to the checkout page of the sales bundle, right? Most people are going to come through the sales process, know what they're buying, go through, and we've also got it on the checkout page anyway. So I'm going to copy that link, and then in the register page, this is the page they register for, I'm going to click edit in here. So let's go and add a redirect. So you're going to see that our standard registration blocks come up. This is the leak. This is how they're getting in, either through a public community or through coming in by signing in. So this is the leaky page for this membership. So I'm going to add an empty block in here, and I'm just going to drop this block in here. I'm going to go to add row, and I'm going to add one row, and I'm going to add in here a countdown timer. So just pick a countdown timer that's nice and clean like this one, and inside here I'm going to put on timer evergreen 0000, and I say expiry action redirect to URL. So this is going to redirect them to the buy page of the bundle, which means that they've got to buy to register. All right, that's our first hole. So I'm going to save that, and now I'm going to click done. And I just want to do a couple of little things here. I just want to take the colors for this particular countdown block here, and I just want to make it white. Right, so it's going to take a split second and it will redirect to the right page. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm making these white to just make them invisible. And what you can do if you want is add another block and put redirecting to membership page or to sign up page. So if you want to, you can go into your pages and you can grab one of the headers from this. So if I grab this header here, this sales page header, I can come into this and I can just copy it into the top and just change it a little bit. You'll notice that I reuse things all the time in Zenler because it just saves a bundle of recreating things for you. So let's go in here, let's take this code, select all, copy, and the reason I don't save this block here is because this is just quicker for me, right? So I'm now going to go to this, and we've got that redirect and that's going to work. I'm going to now delete out the sign up block. So I'm deleting it out. So we've got our redirect in there in a block, in the blue block. We're now going to add another empty block at the top here, and that's where I'm going to put in my little code in here. Select all, delete it out, Control V. And we're going to take away this because it's going to be automatically sending them to the right page anyway. And we're going to put in here registration only by membership sign up. Okay, so you've told them what's going on. You've got the redirect in this block. Yeah, evergreen redirect goes through to the buy page of the bundle. We're going to click save now, and we're just going to test that this all works. So let's go into incognito and just test that that's going to work. So let's go into incognito mode, and now we have this, and that's all good. That's going to take us to the membership. That's good. But if someone tries to sign in, they're going to sign in. That's fine. They're going to log into the site because they've already bought from you, and they're going to see their content. But if someone says, I don't have an account, and they click here, watch what happens. So a split second, and then it takes them to this page. It redirects them to this page. So for a split second, it shows that page and redirects them to this page, which means they've got to sign up now for this in order to get access to anything on the site. You've basically locked it down. So what does this mean for you? This means that anyone coming into the site from this point on are going to be members of your site. So they're going to be students and they're going to be members of this one course. So this now opens up the opportunity for you to use pages. So what we've looked at and what we've set up is we've set a bundle up and we've put content into that bundle, and everything points to buying this bundle, and then they get access to the content in the bundle. But when they come in and they buy that, they're going to get all of the stuff they've bought appear in their area, in my course area that they've got set up. So like if they're going to the site here, let's just preview this so it's showing as a member. So if they click all courses, they're going to see all the courses that they've got access to, right? So even if they've got, because it will say my courses up here. So I need to really show you what's happening now from a student's point of view for you to understand what we're going to do next, which is to actually start to modify the My Courses page that gets set up automatically when a member signs up. So I'm going to set up as a test student, and we're going to look at what they're seeing and take you through it, so it's really understandable for you, okay? Because this stuff can be complicated, but all you need to know is we've locked off the site, and the only course that's available is the bundle that contains courses that are in there. And with the courses that we already had, we've just made them secret and we've turned off the pricing, right? So I'm going to set myself up as a student. You're going to see what they're going to see at this point. Now, it's also important to just remind you that the bundle also has an automation in it. I turn the automations off for the other course. So the only automations that are going out are going to be from this membership. So I've set this up inside here as an automation that goes out when someone enrolls, and it says, welcome to the gamification membership. Zenler has gamification built into it. Members explore the possibilities. Remember your login details each time you log in, and then the course URL. So if we preview that, it gives you the URL for here, okay? So, and we'll be changing this slightly in a while, but let's move through this. So I'm going to now log in as a test student as if I've bought the course. Okay, so let's go into incognito again and show you what you're getting. So this is the course. I'm not logged in, right? You can see all this stuff here. You can see the VIP experience in here, and you go through and you like that and you get the VIP experience and you buy it, right? That's the only content you get coming in here. If you go to all courses, you're just going to see the membership in there, and again that's going to take you to sales page, and again it's going to take you to experience. So you've locked all that down. Of course you've got a support button for people to send you emails, but this doesn't log them in. And then of course you've got home page where we're back to. All right, so that's it is in a minute. Now I'm going to log in as a test student. Okay, so I've set myself up as a test student, so I'm going to go in and edit this, and under courses here I'm going to choose this bundled membership, the membership. It's got all of the courses, but remember these are all locked down. So I want to go to the membership, and then I want to make sure I'm on the VIP membership. I'm going to turn off send enroll, and I'm going to click enroll. Okay, so now it's going to be added here, and you can see all the content that you're added to has been added in here. Remember, if I unenroll there, it will unenroll you from all the courses inside that bundle that we've got there. So let's have a look now in incognito mode as I log in. Okay, let's log in. So remember the menu item at the top, home, all courses, and support, right? So watch what happens when I log in. Let's log in now as if we bought the course. You're going to see now it's going to come up with my courses. Now, and I'm on the home page, but it's my courses, right? So that isn't really working for me, my courses. I want that to be your membership. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my courses. So I'm going to go back into site languages. This is why it's really important to test this stuff. I'm going to put my courses in here, and then I'm going to hit enter. It's going to give that text. I'm now going to put VIP membership. All right, so you can change this to what you like. So now I'm going to click save. Okay, let's go back to incognito. This is what I like to do. I like to base test between the two. So now I'm going to refresh this, and you're going to see this is changed to VIP membership. So that's still the my courses page, remember that. So if I click VIP membership, I'm going to see my courses in the URL. This is the page it's showing me. Now, because this is like the master central hub of where people are seeing the lessons that are in the bundle, or the courses that are in the bundle, the my courses page could be customized. So if we look at where the my courses page is, I'm going to customize it to make it really a control panel for your whole membership area. So let me close this down and go into the pages, and let's go and find that my courses page. There it is. It says my courses. Yeah. So we're not going to change the name of that. We might change the name here, but we're not going to change the name in the URL. So I'm going to go into this settings for this, and I'm going to call it VIP membership. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to change this part because you can't, it's grayed out. has to remain the same. So I'm going to click it. So now we changed that to VIP membership. It's still my courses in there. Now I'm going to edit this. So I'm going to start to build my access to different areas of my membership in this page. Now, do you remember that this is the page they're on? So this is what they see: VIP membership, they see their courses. But we can do so much more now, because we can add stuff in this area. Only people are coming in through this course, so you can add whatever you like in here. So if I was to add another block in here, which I could then add some content in there. So let me just grab this text again, select all, control, and go into here. And now I'm going to just put some copy in here, and we're going to make it truly theirs. Now we don't need the pricing in there and that stuff, but I'm going to go welcome to your membership hub. Okay, so we've changed it a little bit here. I'm going to click save. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check. Remember, this page is only visible to people that have bought from you, right? So now I'm going to go in here and we're going to refresh this page, and now we're going to have a much better experience. So we can add extra stuff in here. Right, so let me just do another thing now. Let me go in and let me do like an exclusive page, right? So let me save that. Let me come back to the site, pages. I'm going to create a brand new page based on this, right? So off my course page, it could be a completely blank page, but I'm just going to use this as a base. So I'm going to clone this page. And there it is there, you can see it. So I'm going to open the settings for that up, and I'm going to call it something like Guide to Gamification, right? Now, right, this is really important. I'm going to make this only visible for logged in users. Right, so this basically means that no one can get into the site unless they come through that one bundle, right? That's clear to you. But it also means that logged in pages are only accessible for people that are in part of the membership. So you can create hundreds of logged in pages if you want, and you can cross link between them to create a much more rounded system. And this is the absolute cool thing about it, is that now you have access to create unlimited amount of pages for logged in users that can cross-link to each other, that will be for your members. You might do a weekly newsletter that actually is inside of the pages, and you might set that up as pages and be able to cross-link to those pages. Really, you can do whatever you like. So I'm going to put in here Guide to Gamification, click update, change the URL there, and I'm going to edit this page. So I'm going to add some content to this page. I'll pause the video whilst I do this. Right, so now I've created this article here, and it's a standalone page. You can see it's a standalone page, and inside here you can see that it's only for logged in users. So what this means is now I can add this, if I want to the menu system, or even into the My Courses page that you've got, or the VIP membership page, My Courses page. So if I go into My Courses page, I could now add this guide. So inside here I could add another little feature, check out the guide. So let's do that. Let's go in here, let's clone this, and let me just move this down underneath the VIP content, because you can put it where you like, and let's put this inside here. So let's go here, your guides, I'm going to call it. Okay, maybe swap this image out. something like that. Make this center. Okay, and then inside here I could create a series of blocks if I wanted to link to an article. So this is just to show you, I'm just going to put one button in here, but you could have lots of buttons in here if you wanted to. It's really up to you. Okay, so I've created this little button in here. So all I need to do now is I need to get this page URL, which is here, and insert this in. Now remember, this is only for logged in users. Right, so let's go to the settings for this, go to link, and then just drop this in here as a link. Okay, I could open it as a new tab if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave it as it is. So now our My Courses page is quite a bit different. So if I go back to me as a student of this membership and I refresh, now what you're going to see is I've got access to something at the bottom. So if I click that, it's going to take me through to that article. And then I can always get back to my membership by pressing that and coming back to this page. So it opens the whole site to me to add extra courses into the bundle, remove courses if I want to, also to set up guides that can go in there, videos, all of these sort of things in this master page, which is the My Courses page. But what about all courses, for instance? You don't want all courses showing on here, and you probably don't want it to be shown anywhere, to be honest, because it's just a membership, so it doesn't really mean anything. So let's get rid of that to start with. Let's go into here and go onto the menu item, and where it says all courses, I'm going to delete it out. So I'm going to delete that out, and I'm going to click save. So now we're cleaning things up a little bit more for us now. So I'm going to refresh this, and now we've just got VIP. So if I log out, I'm not going to get access to any of this stuff, right? Look, there we go. I can't get access to the VIP area. And even if I try to go directly to that link, and I'm going to show you this, that link to that page that we just created, it will not let me because it's for logged in users only, right? So let's try, let's go into an incognito window. Let's put that link down there and hit return. And it's going to take me to the login page because I'm not got access to that. And if I try to go, oh, well, I haven't got login, I haven't bought anything. Let's just go to the sign up. I'm straight away going to be directed to this to buy this before I get access to all of that content. So hugely important. So the last thing I want to talk about now is communities. So communities is a way that people can get into a site as well, because if they join a community, then they have access to be able to go in and fill out their details. However, because we've now set up the register page to go through the membership, that's not going to happen. So with your own membership, you're not going to have a public community, right? You're going to have like a private community or something like that. And you're going to set that up so that it works. So if I want to set a community to go up with this, I would put my name of my community. I'm going to go VIP members, right? And I'm going to make it private. I'm not even going to go public with this, and I'm going to create this. And now I'm going to go into this area where I can set up my community here. So by default, I'd probably get rid of this one and set up from fresh. So you can go in here and put delete in here. And once that's deleted, I don't want the getting started. I'm going to edit this category, and I'm just going to call it membership, right? And you might build on this. You might have VIP membership, standard membership. So now inside this, I'm going to create my community. So I'm going to add a community. I'm going to call this VIP community. I'm going to make it look, you're going to make it look nice as well, like you would. I'm not going to spend time doing that. I'm going to make it a private community there. And I'm going to, set all your requirements in there, click continue. So now we've got a VIP membership. So if I go back to my site now, if I go back to my admin dashboard, I could add this to the bundled pricing. So let's go into the course and go to the bundle. And inside the bundle, remember this is the only part of this complete membership site that people can access. Then if I go into pages, and pricing, and I go into these, so I go into edit for this, you're going to see down the bottom that I can add them to the VIP membership. So now if I click update, anyone coming into this course will have access to that VIP membership. All right, So that means that you can link to that membership as well. So let's have a look at our test student, because they will be added to this, and you can then go use that URL inside the feed. So if I go to community, and inside here, remember they're logged in to get access to this. I'm going to go to VIP community. That's my URL for my VIP community. I'm going to copy that. Where am I going to put that? I'm going to put that directly into the VIP membership page, or the My Courses page that we renamed, right? So I'm going to go to Site Pages, and I'm going to go into this VIP membership, My Course page here. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to put into this the community. So I can put it into the menu system. You can see it's already created community at the top there, but I could put it in here. So I could do it as another block. So if I came down here, I could duplicate this block and put comment in the community, right? Where you can chat. Okay, and in here, I'm going to put a link on this button straight to the community, and I'll probably open this up in a new tab, right? So in the text here, I'm going to put jump into the VIP community. That's it. Okay, change the colors and all of this stuff if you want to as well, or change that image. It's really up to you how you want to do that, or upload a new image. Got the little image there. Let's put that in there. Something like this is quite good. Crop and upload. Okay, so that'll appear in the middle, and when that's done in there, we change the colors, of course. We're going to have something that's working for this, and this is now a block on that page. You made that a bit smaller, but you've now added that block. So once I save that and we preview it, you've added that to the page. So now there's even more content. So look how engaging that is, right? So they'll have their courses come up when they log in. They can click here and they can jump into that VIP community, which you've got a card up, but it's all together, right? It's all looking much better together. So if I go in here and I sign in again, so let's have a look at it, and I log back in. Now, when I go to my VIP membership, inside here, I'm going to have this here, and I can click this and jump into the community like this. It's opened as a new tab because I set it to that. And once again, they can start to comment inside this VIP community, and they've got access. And remember, it's a private course. Yeah, it's a private community. So that's how you can set it all up. So there's one last thing that I want to tell you about, and it's when you log in and you hit the home page, don't you? This here. Maybe we want them to, when they log in, just go straight to this page. That would be a lot better. So we can do that by going to site and then into their home pages, and we can actually select that page in there. Now, I haven't tried this, but I think it will work. So if we go in here, VIP membership, there's the page. Now I click save. That's for logged in users. So now when someone logs in, they're going to jump straight into that page, straight into this page. So if I log out and I log back in, you're going to see before we were ending up at this page, right? We were ending up at the home page of this site. But now what's going to happen is we're going to end up on this page, and it's already happening because I can see that I can't, when I hit home, it's taking me straight to this page. However, if I log out, it will take me to the home page here. Yeah. So if I sign in now, I'm going to go straight into that VIP page. And that is the power of one site membership. It opens the opportunities to add, remove courses from bundles, and for it to update real time for your members. It also allows you to plug in all of these logged in page areas and customize the My Courses page, which means that you get access. You can lock the site down by putting the redirect on the register page to go through the payment details for the bundle, which is controlling the membership. That is it in a nutshell. So very powerful way of doing it. I know that it could sound a bit complex. You need to work through it carefully. You can do it as a second site and test it all out. Keep testing it as a user. Make sure everything's working. Make sure you go through your pages and you style them in the same format. I saw the login page, for instance, didn't look very beautiful. So I would definitely go into the login page and make it look better inside here, right? But that is the complete site membership. And there you go. So you've got 5 different membership types that if you're thinking about a membership that you can choose, right? So really it's up to you. You need to make the decision based on your business and how you want it to work going forwards. The most powerful of all of these is the full site membership, because it opens up all of those logged out pages and allows you to move things in and out of bundles. Also allows you to go in and create additional CTA areas leading to different parts. So that is super cool. So got a question coming from Patricia. Good to see you, Patricia. Can you automate copy branding to a new site? No, you can't. You need to, you can copy, of course you can copy block code and you can put it straight into another site. So that's what I tend to do. So if I've got a base site, I've got a design, I'll open a new site up, I'll whip the pages up, I'll just copy block from block. So block in, block on block, and it's really quick then to go through it. So that is a super quick way of doing it. But the content's going to be unique anyway, right? So you're not going to use duplicated copy. That's a bad idea just for search engine results. So be careful of that for sure. So really action packed this first session. I really want to squeeze a lot in because we've got Lyric coming on at 12, we've got Amit coming on at 4, and I wanted to make this really super packed on this spooky Halloween day, right? So oh, there we go, let's see if he goes away. Yes, good. Whew. It's scary stuff today, scary stuff. Right. So Patricia says, I love the new site only for members. Yeah, I mean, it gives you real flexibility because everything is just for members. And good thing about lots of people like memberships, because of that continual money coming in, right? You can have money coming in residual, and that's obviously very good for you, right? So guys, we are making little changes to things that are going on in the background and stuff. I don't know if you've noticed anything going on, but the background could change slightly. If you see or notice anything, right, just pop it into the chat. We're going to jump straight on to this is quite a good one, I think, for you guys, because I wanted to show. Lots of people say, oh, it's so hard to stream into Facebook nowadays because they've changed the way you do it, right? You've got to use RMTP, and that's not just for Zenler. That's like anybody has to go through this process now. So it's not like the good old days where you could just go live in Facebook and then you select the group and then bang, you're live. Now they make you run through a little bit of hoops, but actually it takes seconds to do, right? And after you've run 10 of them or hundreds like me, then kind of like you don't even think about it, right? And to be honest, RMTP is the method that I use for everything anyway, even to YouTube, even though you can still do it from YouTube from Zoom, right? So it's a good thing to learn because it's just the protocol using, right? So it's just put a stream key in there, put a URL in there, connect, it's done, right? So sorry, scary stuff. Yeah. Have you seen the bats yet? Have you seen the bat? Oh, I've mentioned it. Oh, there they are. Whenever I mention the word bats, they just come in. Go away. Go on. Off you go. Off you go. Right. Good. Right. Okay. So we're going to get straight on with this. We're going to show you how we create a day with Zenler, right? So for you guys that want to do this stuff, it should be good for you. So it's how we set up and run a day with Zenler. So this is what I did to set this session up, okay, minus the course card changes and things because I couldn't do it live, some of it live. So watch this, it's about 30 minutes long. So we're then going to run, and we're going to cut off basically there because we're running at 10:15. It's a quarter of an hour past the finish date for this particular time for this session. All right, guys, enjoy. Okay, so let's set up this live event. So I'm in my admin dashboard and I'm going to go to one-to-one bookings. Now I'm going to build this from scratch, although I've got a day with Zenler already in here. So generally I would clone this, okay? So I'm going to build this from scratch here. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to click create new one-to-one booking, and in here I'm going to label it, and I'm going to upload my new card, which I have on my desktop. Here it is. And let's just put that in position and crop and save. Okay, so this is purely going to be a live event streamed into Facebook group, okay? But I'm going to have the cloud recordings turned on. So I want to turn that on because I want to be able to grab that to upload to YouTube and other social sites. So I'm going to label this in here. I'm not going to have a single session, but I'm going to label this now. Okay, a day with Zenler, October 2025. I'm going to put in reoccurrings. Remember that a day with Zenler runs 3 sessions, each 2 hours. So I'm going to click reoccurring here, and I'm actually going to set a limit. So I'm going to add a specific number here, and I'm going to add 3. So I want 3 sessions of 2 hours. Okay, so here we go. I'm now going to, it really doesn't matter, I can put day, monthly, because I'm going to edit these anyway, alright? So I'm now going to leave that. I'm going to say the duration is 2 hours. These sessions run for 2 hours, so I want to give myself a little bit of extra time because I have 15 minutes before and 15 minutes at the end. So I might actually put it 2 hours 15 just in case I run over. That's one thing. Maximum registrants, we're going to put the maximum registrants you can put in there. As a pro user you have up to 300, as a premium user you have up to 500. Okay, I'm going to put it as secret so it doesn't appear on my calendar inside Zenler itself. Make sure that cloud recording is turned on. Okay, this is the first steps. I also want to put in my time zone here, so I'm going to put in London here. And in the start time, I'm going to start this at 8 AM because that's our first session, but I will be updating these later. So this is going to happen on Friday, okay, 8 AM. So that's all set. Now all I need to do is click next. Now it really doesn't matter about these because we're not going to use them, okay? This is important to realize. So I'm going to click finish. Now, as this is just a streamed event and we're not registering people in the checkout or the thank you or the waiting page, I can literally come into these pages and just edit them. So I'm going to click the edit page button here, and inside here I'm just going to create a block that I'm going to use for everything. So I'm going to go in here, create an empty block, and inside this empty block area I'm going to add a row, then I'm going to add a headline. Now this is a private event, this is just in our Facebook group. I don't want people to register. This is why I'm doing it. If you guys want people to register for it, then you don't do what I'm doing now, okay? And this is basically, I'm not going to be handing this out, so no one's going to find this page, but if they accidentally do, they're not going to be able to register, right? So I'm going to click in here and I'm going to delete this out, and the pricing block as well. So I just want private event in here. Now I'm going to copy this code, so I'm going to open the little tab up at the side here, and I'm going to press Control A, Control C to copy. So I've copied this, and what you're going to see is I'm going to add this into every page. I'm not going to bother with the SEO preview. I'm going to now go to the checkout, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to the next step in the funnel, which is a checkout. And I'm literally going to just delete everything out and just put this block code in. So I remember I copied that block code. So I can come into here now, select all, delete it, paste that code in there, and then delete this block out. And so I'm basically sealing up this live. I'm not allowing people to register in this live, but I'm going to have the full functionality of it being a one-to-one, okay? So being able to turn cloud recording on. And this is something that you can't do if you choose the live stream option, all right? And the reason I'm doing this is because if I use a live stream, yes, I can download it from Facebook, but it's a lower quality. And that's why I'm using the one-to-one, because I keep that high quality, that high HD inside my cloud recording. So I'm now going to move to the thank you page, and I'm going to repeat this process for all of these. So here we go again. I don't want them to get in here. Remember, I can share my link directly from Zoom. If I want to invite people in, which I'm doing, I will share the direct Zoom link once the Zoom starts. So I really don't need to invite them to it, or I can use the invite link. So let's just delete that out. So I'm sealing these pages up. This is all you need to know. I'm just stopping people from coming in and seeing any of these pages. And this is the key to doing this. And of course, I won't have to do this every time, because remember that I can clone it. All right, this is key. I'm not even going to set automations up for this because I'm having nobody in here. So it's really simple. Once I've set this up, I will then clone this each time I'm running a similar type of event. And that's all there is to it. Pretty simple. Click save. Move on to the last page here. Don't need to worry about that because I'm not sharing this at all. I'm going to go down to lastly the replay page. And replays are going to go on to our YouTube channel in any case, so I don't need to give people a link to this replay page. So again, you know, I'm just going through, marking all the pages as private and clicking save. So I've now adapted a one-to-one, and you can do the same for interactive webinars as well if you wanted to. So I've now sealed this site up, so all of the pages now have this private in them. Okay, so that is done. All right, all those pages are now sealed up. So if I preview this page, you're going to see that it just says private at the top, and that's all it says. Okay, doesn't say anything else. So all these pages are basically defunct. I'm not using them. So don't need to set pricing, not going to set up automations. Got the cloud recording turned on. So if I go to the one-to-one booking details again, you have that turned on there. Make sure that it is turned on. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do our occurrences. So I have set my occurrences up for 3 occurrences to run daily at 8 AM. But I want to change that because it's happening in the same day. Okay, so I'm going to go to view occurrences here, and you're going to see Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to change all this. The first session runs for 2 hours, 8 till 10. The next session runs from 12 till 2. So I need to put this in here. So I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to go to the date here, and I'm going to change it to the Friday. Okay, and I'm going to change this to 12 PM. Okay, on the 31st. So I've now changed it here. I've got the timing correct. I'm going to click update, and now it's going to run at 12. The next one's going to run at 4 till 6. So I'm going to go into this one, and once again I'm going to choose the Friday, the 31st, and this one's going to run from 2 PM until 4 PM until 6, and that's it, and everything's set. So Friday 31st, click update, and now I have my sessions for this. Now I've put them in a reoccurring, so what will happen is once I run this one, the cloud recording will be saved in the cloud recording tab. Then when I run the next one after the session's finished, the cloud recording for this one will also appear in the cloud recording tab. So I've set up 3 sessions there in one. So this is important to remember as well. So under the cloud recording you will have 3 recordings, and they will be the 3 sessions that I just set up. I also have a registration form. Remember, this registration form will not work now because we replaced it. We replaced that registration with private, right? So it will not work. However, this direct join link will work. So if I copy this, it will be a countdown. People don't need to register to see this. You can see, here we go, 23 hours, 23 minutes. And this is set up now. So when I'm ready to run, I will come in here. Let's go to our one-to-one bookings. I will come in here and I will start that live 15 minutes before the event. Okay, and that's how we set up these Day with Zenlers in here. Of course, it makes it really easy for us to go and actually pick up the cloud recordings. Like for instance, we're running now the 30-day accelerator. So if we have a check in here, what you're going to see is under the cloud recordings, you're going to see that we have a lot of cloud recordings in there. We've done 3 sessions so far. So this is, each one of these is a different session that's run on a different day and date. So you can see we've done this all in the same thing. So just realize that inside there. So back to one-to-one bookings, 15 minutes before we'll start the live session, and then I'll show you how you do it into the Facebook group. So I'm now going to jump to our Facebook group, and I'm going to upload this event in Facebook, because we're going to run through the whole process here so you can see every single thing. So here I am on our Facebook group page, and I'm going to go into events here. And you're going to see that under our events we have lots of live support desks. Now we have run last month, we did run the day with Zenler, so I could go to past events and I could actually duplicate that event, right? So I could go down here and I could duplicate. Do you notice it says duplicate event? I'm going to start this from scratch because I want you to see the full process, but you can duplicate it after you've done it once. So if you've got a regular event that you're going to run once a month, do realize that you can save yourself again a lot of time by duplicating or cloning events. So I'm going to come in here and click create event here. So it's going to ask us when and what's the name of it. So I'm going to come in here and go day with Zenler, a full day of fun learning. Okay, so that's what I'm going to put for that, and we're going to set a start time as well. Let's just make this a little bit better. By the way, I could put emojis in here as well if I wanted to, so let's just choose happy emoji. Okay, let's just copy a happy emoji there. Paste that in there like that. Okay, right, so when is it going to start? It's going to start on Friday. What's our start time? Is going to be 8. So we're going to come down here to 8 AM GMT time. So notice 24-hour clock. So if it was 8 in the evening, it would be 2000 hours. So that's 8 AM. So it's asking me for an end date of time in here. But I don't need to put that in there if I don't want to. But I could put an end date time if I wanted to in here. 31st, and we'll say 1600 hours. 1800 hours, sorry. For 6 o'clock. There. So is it in person or is it virtual? Well, it's virtual, okay. And you go in here, what is it? It's a Facebook Live, okay. So we're just filling it out. Group event privacy, members only. Invite participants who are group members. You can turn that on if you've got a group. What are the details? And then we fill the details in here. Now what is good is you can use AI now to really make your information that you've put in a little bit more impactful. So this is a really good little title it's brought in here. So I'm going to make sure that I add this to the event inside here. So let's just add this in. And there we go. And again, if you want to, you can ask it to add emojis. So now you're going to have it looking a little bit better with some emojis put in there as well. Notice it won't take the full styling of the bold areas, but it will add those emojis in there, which can be nice. And that looks really good. I'm going to click now Just check through, make sure everything's right. Okay, the course card at the top, I need to change this. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to upload. I'm going to choose my course card that I used for the live. And there it is there. I'm just going to put that into position. You can drag it slightly there. You could do one especially for this if you wanted to. I'm going to put this in here like this. Should be good. Okay. Live event. And I'm going to click create event. And now we have created an event that's going to run from 8 till 6. It's got the correct card, it's got the information in there, it's a live event. All right, and here we go, and it's going to bring you on to invite people, so you can select all and invite people, select certain people out of here and send invites directly to those people. So I'll just be selecting some people to send this to. A little word of advice: people that regularly attend your lives, I would target those rather than people that don't attend, just because that way you're going to get better activity. Okay, and now our event is set. So you're going to see here it says set up live video. Now we're not going to do that until we start, all right? So it's important that you remember that you're not going to do this until you start, okay? So as I'm not running this yet, it's the day before A Day with Zenler when I'm recording this, right? So this is Thursday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the same format as this, and I'm going to show you what you do from Zoom to do it. So this is what I'll be doing on the actual day, right? Just so that you understand. So let's move on and let's look at us actually doing the broadcast, okay? Okay, so when you're ready to stream into your Facebook group, you're going to have your group up and you're going to make sure that you are in the correct event. Yeah, so this is the event here, and if we click this, you're going to have this option to set up live video, right? This is key to how we're going to set it all up. So you've got your live ready. Okay, this is a test one, by the way, just to show you, as I'm not doing it live. We're showing it live on A Day with Zenler, so it's hard to do both at the same time. So if I click set up live, this is 15 minutes before I'm about to go live. I always do this. It's going to open up our window to connect to everything. So at the moment you're seeing OBS in here because this would normally be your camera, but we want to focus our attention down here to streaming software. Now, one thing you need to do before you start is you need to add the post details. So you're going to go into this area and you're going to put in the post details. So you're going to enter something like this, yeah? And then you're going to click save. You just need to enter that first post details inside there, okay? Before you start. Now, the next thing we're going to do is go to streaming software here. So this is going to look scary to you, but really it's super simple. We're going to open advanced and it's going to give you this stream key. It's going to give you this server URL here, okay? So with those, we're able to set up our live. We're also going to make sure that choose where to post. You want to be choosing the correct post, okay, the correct group that you're posting to. So it says post in the group, but I tend to find I like to go into this and manually do it myself, just because, just to make sure, right? Just make sure that that's checked, because I've had it before where I've posted and it's gone on my timeline as opposed to into the group. So do make sure that you check that, okay? So down here it's going to say automatically start live time. No, I'm going to start it. The button's going to go red there when we start this. So this is all ready for us now. Now the only other thing we need to do is just to make sure that we grab the group URL, okay? So I'm going to type into here, I'm going to go to Facebook and then I'm going to go to groups. And in this case, I'm posting to the Zenler testing site, okay? So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to make sure that I've got that URL available here. So this is the group I'm posting to. I've got the stream key and I've got the server URL here. Now we can jump into our live, into Zenler. Okay, we're in Zenler admin dashboard and we can start this live, okay, 15 minutes before. So you can see that I've got an hour 11 minutes. So I'm going to quickly change this so I can carry on this video now. Okay, so as you can see, I've got 10 minutes until this live is scheduled to start inside of Zenler, right? So generally I would turn up 15 minutes before. When this hits 15 or 14.0, 59 seconds, I will then start this live. So remember, we've got this open, our live stream page. We've got this group that we're going to post to. Now we're going to start as if we would start a normal live. I'm going to click start. It's going to go start class. Okay. And this is what's going to happen. It's going to throw up our block here. Yeah. So we haven't quite started yet. We're now going to click start. This is going to start the Zoom session, but it's not going to live stream. Okay, so this has started this Zoom session. You can see in here that cloud recording is already running. Okay, so it's already cloud recording, even this part here. If you want to pause it so that it's not on the video, you can turn it off here. Okay, you can pause it, but do remember to hit it again before you go live, right? So I'm going to leave mine running in any case. Right, so now to connect this up, what you're going to do, if you've got people coming in, right, you want to lock down what they're able to do. So you want to go through these and you want to turn off everything apart from the chat. Okay, so people can chat, but they can't turn their cameras on, they can't unmute themselves. Now if you have guests in here, you can do this manually, or you can check these again so that people come on camera. It's really up to you. I'm just showing you how we do it here. So I've locked all this down now, so that if people come in, if I invite people with a direct Zoom link, they don't just pop up, okay, where I'm unprepared. I can invite them and let them in. So now the streaming part. So I'm going to make this a bit bigger. This is why 2 monitors are good here. So what we want to do is we want to come in here and we want to go to live stream. Now in the good old days, right, you could just go live on Facebook, but that doesn't work anymore not because of Zenler. Not every streaming service now you need to do this with Facebook, because they've turned RTMP on. Okay, so that means we can live on custom live streaming service. This is the one that we use. And things are going to happen when I click this button. Another page is going to open up in my browser that tells me to add certain things that we've already got. So I'm going to click this now, and you're going to see what's going to happen. So as soon as I click this, right, remember Zoom is still open. Still got Zoom open. Okay, still got Zoom open. You can see me there. I'm still there, but it's opened this page. And this page is where we enter those details that we were looking at, right? So in here we want the stream key. We copy that, go into our broadcast, put the stream key in here, paste it in. Okay, we go back to here again, we go down to this ingest URL, copy that, come back to here, paste that in the top one, and then finally we're going to go to where we're posting it, and that's the Facebook group that we've got. Yeah, so where you're posting it to, and we're going to put that in the bottom here. Now lastly, you can set the resolution to 720, that's HD, or you can set it to high HD. Okay, and that is it. So now when I click live, you're going to see certain things happen. So inside here, for instance, you're going to see that we will then be connected to our live. We're not live on Facebook yet, right? Even though we've got Zoom open here, we're not live on Facebook. I need to make that really clear. So we're going to click go live. Zoom's going to do its stuff. Don't refresh the page, just let it do its stuff until it finishes. It's going to go through, and again, we're not live on Facebook yet. Please remember this. Okay, right, we are connected now. Now you're not going to see anything. We're still not live. We're going to go back to the producing window, so I can actually close this window down. I can close the group URL down, and you're now going to see me. I'm now here. I'm still not live. Down here it says go live. This is the button we hit to go live. Simple as that, right? So even though we set all this up, we're now waiting for our time to come up, which is 10:30, and I will then hit the go live now. That's it. I'm connected on Facebook through Zenler Zoom. You can see it here. It says powered by Zenler here. Okay, you can see that down there, and we are here, we are live. So generally what I do then is I set up a splash screen. So I do this using OBS. I do this, and then once I've done that, I can then come live, right, on the group. So if I now hit go live now, we're going to be going live. So I'm going to hit this button, and there's normally about a 10-second lag, right? So now I'm live. You can see I'm going live, and the interface will change a little bit. So people that comment, you're going to see their chats come in here. You're going to see people that are viewing it down here. And if we go to the Facebook group itself, you're going to see that as well inside the Facebook group itself. So if I open this group up, this is on the Facebook group, you'll see I'm live. I'm in there. I'm running this live. Okay. So I can control it. I generally open this tab up, so I jump between the two, because sometimes I found comments don't appear in here straight away and they appear in here. So I have these two windows open sometimes to look. So when I'm finished with my live, when I've finished, I will hit the end live video now, and this will end the live inside Facebook. Remember, I've still got my Zoom window open, right? I've still got my Zoom window open. Here it is here. This is me actually live in Zoom, and this Zoom is connected into Facebook now using RTMP. So if I disconnect, I won't disconnect from Zoom because I haven't left the Zoom meeting. I haven't ended this Zoom meeting. And remember, this whole thing is being cloud recorded here because you've got this recording on. And as I said, you could pause it there if you wanted to as well. So understand how that works. It's super simple. Just work through those steps, right? So you just set up your event. You've got your live set up in Zenler. You run your live event. You run your Zenler Zoom session. You then connect it using live streaming service into the actual event itself. And it takes seconds, right? I know it's daunting if you've not done this before and you think, oh, I'm confused, but I tell you, run 10 sessions and you'll be like, oh, this is super simple. This is so easy to do. So understand that is how we do it here. This is what we do here at Zenler, right? When we're running our Day with Zenler session. So when the session finishes, like the 8 till 10 one, when I hit 10, I finish, I stop the live in here, and then I rinse and repeat for the next session. Okay, I just go into Zenler's live area, I then run the next session, I connect it into Facebook, and bang, I'm off again. Okay, and if I've got guests coming in, what I generally do is I will send them a link. So I'll go to the little bar icon, this invite link, I'll copy this and I'll send it directly to my guests in WhatsApp or in Facebook Messenger. Tell them, be prepared, I'm going to send you the link at that time, and then they jump in and they become a participant. They become a participant in here, and then I just allow them to come on by unlocking that video or unmuting themselves inside there. So then they can come on, they can pop up by the side of me then. So guys, that is how you do it. I'm now going to end this live video in here. So you're going to say choose to keep or delete the video. We're going to say end. And now we have that session live on our Facebook group. So if I go to my Facebook group again, that session will be on there. Sometimes you need to click the button twice. I don't know why it sometimes does that, and sometimes it doesn't even go off, right? But if you just close the window down or you stop your live session in here, it will end. So I'm about to stop the session in here, and you can see it will just close because there's no connection. So I'm ending it inside here, end the meeting for all. And now it won't be live, right? So sometimes that doesn't work in there. I'm not sure why. Facebook's a funny thing, right? So let me go into the groups again and let me check under the testing group. Should have finished. I can close all my windows down now because I'm finished the session, and you're going to see inside here that session is in there and it's finished, right? It's finished there. Okay. So that's how you do it. Simple. You can see there, and you can watch it again. So you can see that session was running, and that's how you do it. So guys, after the session's finished, you can go into the cloud recording section and you can then grab that cloud recording. You can still go in to the videos here and you can go up to the top, and you can also download the video here as well. But this quality of this video is not going to be as good as the quality of the video in the cloud recording. Okay guys, and that is how we do it. So there you go, all about how we run a day with Zenler here. So today has been a massive one. We managed to fit in an hour and a half of membership types, and we also covered how we run a day with Zenler here at Zenler. So questions came in. I think Facebook took away the ability to live stream into your page, so I don't think that's available for you anymore. Again, this is all because of Facebook. And also they but you can still stream into your timeline and into a group as well. So the same method applies. You just pick the timeline instead of a group, and then you can stream straight into it. Good to see you, Ken. I'm glad you loved it. We got more exciting stuff to come. We are sort of 14 minutes past when we're supposed to stop, but I want to, so much to do today. I want to get a lot of stuff across to you, so it's really important, because remember, it's spooky day, isn't it? So it's all about the spook. So we're going to be back very soon, and I'm sure that our little ghost friends and of course our bats are going to be back. Yeah, there they are again. Get out, go away. All right, just whenever I mention a word, off they go. So I'm sure that they will be back this afternoon, as well as our friendly ghost as well. So I'm going to say a spooky goodbye. So goodbye.